This week on This Week in Blernsball.
Springtime for...
No, whoa. No.
What?
You can't say that.
It's
You're still
from
high on
the
the pain
producers.
meds?
It's from the producers. We can sing it. What could possibly go wrong?
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Welcome to This Week in Blernsball. This could mean the end of the banana daiquiri as we know it. Also life.
I know that episode.
Yeah, you do. I am your co-host, Ben Bloom. With me, as always, is co-host, executive producer extraordinaire, Jacob Morris. Happy spring training, everybody.
Woo, spring training!
It isn't snowing in Toronto today, so I count that as an excuse to break out the wraparounds, pop the chain, just be in the full spring training mood right now.
It's only been like a full year since we had our all sports canceled episode. Man. Also, we are asymptotically approaching 52 episodes.
That is something, a year's worth of podcasting. I mean, who saw it coming? No one, that's who.
Not me.
Nor I, sir. Nor I.
We survived the lockdown. We survived baseball being canceled. We came back. We survived baseball almost being canceled again by the Miami Marlins. We still haven't done the greatest fictional athlete ever bracket. Man.
Nope. Still in the works. There's a lot to do.
That is our Matt Damon.
Yeah, we ran out of time. We'll get him on the next episode. We swear.
Yeah. Oh man, but spring training. Spring is in the air. Pitchers and catchers have reported. Players have reported. We're having full team workouts.
Yeah, and we're seeing batting practice. We're seeing pitchers go up against simulated hitting. Like we're actually it's feeling dangerously like hope, which is a dangerous feeling.
Yeah, dangerous feeling. We're seeing best shape of my life stories.
You're not talking about us, right?
No, God, no.
We haven't moved our legs in a full calendar year.
Round is a shape.
You look great, buddy. You look great.
Thank you. So do you. The beard is looking good.
Thank you. Yeah, it's takes a lot of cultivating. Not really, just a comb.
Just a comb. Well, either way, spring is here. Spring is here.
And we are I can't wait to actually wear a t-shirt, go outside, maybe listen to baseball
Where are you
on the radio. I'm from where you're from.
Yeah, and we're allowed to go outside?
On my balcony, I should say.
Yes.
On my balcony.
Staying on the balcony. But yes, breathe in some of that fresh spring air. Now, unfortunately, and I think we all kind of knew this was coming, the Blue Jays will not be playing in Toronto for at least the first portion of the season. Yeah.
I mean, we kind of saw it coming. It's looking like Dunedin, possibly Buffalo. I mean,
and then maybe Toronto for the back half of the schedule. I mean, if you really look at it, there were strip clubs open in Toronto during the portion of the season that the Blue Jays actually played last year. And if there could be strip clubs open, why couldn't the Blue Jays have played at home?
I mean, last I checked, strip clubs don't have retractable roofs. And if they do, that seems like a workplace hazard.
That does seem like a workplace hazard. But that said, I mean, I get the issues with crossing the border. Come July, there will have been hundreds of millions of people vaccinated. All of the players, I assume, will have been vaccinated. Uh, I could see it happening that there will be fan-free Blue Jays baseball at the Sky Dome.
I mean, like ideally, Canada is in a place too where its vaccine campaign is at the point where, like border travel isn't as big a concern. Like, again, we can't read too far into the future on that, so nothing's guaranteed. But yeah, it would be really nice because, I mean, like we have the all Canadian NHL division, but the less said about that, the better.
It's so
Because it
much
turns out most
fun.
Canadian hockey teams suck.
Yeah, I know, but it's great as a Leafs fan. It's so
For
much
the
fun to watch.
for the
And the
Leafs, it's
rivalries are
great.
good.
Yeah, I mean, but watching the Leafs play the Senators 3 times in a row, it's like the early 2000s. Like it's
What's wrong with
good.
the early 2000s? Futurama was on the air. Jean Chrétien was strangling people.
It's the golden age, really.
Yeah, it was golden years.
What could possibly go wrong?
Uh-oh.
The Red Sox were only 84 years into an 86-year curse.
Hey, depending on what part of the early 2000s you were talking about, the Red Sox might have just won the World Series.
That's almost the mid 2000s at that point, wouldn't you say?
Yes, I suppose so. Well, the early 2000s ended around 2003. We were just about to invade Iraq. Uh-oh.
Okay. We didn't invade shit, dude. We were 11.
Well, also, Canada stayed out.
But more on that later. We got some interesting news out of spring training. Again, I'm not sure like the veracity of it, but rumor mills is spinning that an all-time baseball great may be winding up his career after this season.
Yes. So, from his wife's Instagram, a bizarre way to break news. It looks like Albert Pujols is possibly retiring.
I mean, he like talk about first ballot Hall of Famer right there. Talk about like iconic like Cardinals career.
I mean, if he'd have retired after he left St. Louis, he'd have been a first ballot Hall of Famer. And then he went
I
and he
still
played
put him
10
up.
years in Los Angeles and just added to the greatness. I mean, had some tail end years at the end there that were awful, but rang up those counting numbers. I mean, 600 plus home runs,
3,000 plus hits.
yeah, 3,000 plus hits. I think he's coming close to the 2,000 RBI.
So yeah, at that point, like he's retired in Southern California, just padding the stats. Like, how many MVPs does that guy have? I know he's got the 2 World Series rings. Like really was the like perfect successor to Mark McGwire in terms of power, popularity, and impact. Plus, he did what Big Mac couldn't in St. Louis and win a couple titles.
Yeah. He was a consummate pro too. I mean, you never heard any scandal about him. He was a terrific teammate from everyone you ever heard talk about him. And it makes sense for him to be retiring after this season. It's the end of his contract. He's 41 years old. Do you really think anybody's going to pick him up? Unless he goes to, like, I don't know, the Yankees to be that 25th man on the bench and chase one last ring.
Which could conceivably happen. I mean, like he's been nothing but good to the Angels. Like he's been fighting injury and the progression of being an older ball player with lots of mileage. But again, he's conducted himself, with the utmost professionalism. Like you can't ask more of that. It's not his fault that the Angels give him a ridiculous amount of money.
No, he deserved that ridiculous amount of money after the relatively speaking, small amount of money he'd been paid by the Cardinals to be one of the greatest baseball players in the first half of the 21st century.
Absolutely. I mean, even in like games and series where the Cardinals didn't win, like that home run he hit in the 05 NLCS against Houston that shut the Astrodome, well, not Minute Maid Park, crowd right up. Like that was an amazing moment, just like dead silent after his blast over the train tracks.
Yeah, and it went over the train tracks. He back in the day had light tower power.
Like I'm pretty sure he Roy Hobbs'd a couple baseballs without the overt Jesus metaphors.
No, I'm comfortable with letting him have the overt Jesus metaphors. Here's Albert Pujols, damn it.
I'm pretty sure Jesus didn't bat over 300 against NL pitching, so he might be bigger than Jesus.
He's definitely bigger than Jesus. Did Jesus hit 600 home runs?
No, they wouldn't let Jews play sports back then.
Ayo.
It's funny because we're both Jewish.
Yes. Wait, you're Jewish? With a name like Bloom? I never would have guessed.
Yeah, there were a couple extra letters that got snipped at the border. So,
as I sip coffee from the St. Viator bagel mug.
Oh yeah, no, very, 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 very Gentile approach to things.
Yes.
Can we even say, is that even an acceptable word anymore? I feel like that's not PC, buddy.
Gentile?
I don't know. Like, I don't know if anyone's ever been offended by being called that.
I feel like goy isn't appropriate, but Gentile?
Yeah.
Gentile,
I mean, it sounds like gentle.
It does. Well, goy just means the people, but like it means the other people, as in the not chosen people. That feels derogatory.
Yeah, I mean, like
the things we talk about on what is ostensibly a baseball podcast.
Speaking of actual offensive things that have been said,
this week's winner of the Marge Schott Award.
Drum roll, please. Former Seattle Mariners president and CEO Kevin Mather. What the fuck?
Oh, man. I mean, the lifetime winner of the Marge Schott Award is still Marge Schott for being a literal Nazi.
This guy, I mean, what the fuck was he?
He said the quiet part out loud because we all know every single baseball team is actually doing that.
And again, like we've seen like other issues come up in other major league front offices. And again, baseball isn't an exemption from society. It's a part of it. And it's crazy. Like all the coverage of this, you're hearing like the local Seattle writers be like, oh yeah, he was also a shit president.
Well,
it's like,
he
again,
was.
Yes, he objectively was. But again, like, was he talking about like Hisashi Iwakuma, who they just hired to be like a special assignment coach for the team, former Mariners pitcher?
Oh, but we have to pay for a translator for him.
It's like fucking asshole comments made by this guy.
Yeah, you can't say that.
And then you're slagging on like one of your best prospects again for something as stupid as, you know, like speaking English. Like baseball at this point, like should be by rule multilingual. I mean, again, I know like there's the world we want, the world we live in, but again, like for someone in management to be like, again, this isn't saying like, oh, you know, his ERA was up last year. This guy like criticizing, you know,
as people criticizing them as people.
Yeah,
that's the rule. That's the line that he crossed.
And then you have like other like previous like allegations against him, like allegations of harassment by 2 former female employees, and then there was another settlement with another person. Again, it's like it's like a track record that's coming to life. It's like, wow, this is not good.
Yeah, not good.
So yeah, congratulations. You are the Marge Schott Memorial Award winner. Not a good award to win. It's like a Razzie, but for being a bad person.
It's a Razzie, but yeah. And for those of you who don't know the Razzies, it's the Oscars, but for bad movies. Somehow Nick Cage has never won one.
He's won an Oscar.
Nick Cage, Oscar winner.
Oh man, when's that Nick Cage movie coming out?
Which one?
The one that's like This Is the End, but with Nick Cage and Mandalorian.
Oh. May?
So
The
not
one that they
movie.
inceptioned out of our heads.
Yes, the one that, just like Pirates of the Caribbean. I thought, hey, this is a fun ride. It should be a movie. Boom, stole it from me. Those bastards at the Disney Corporation.
Bastards at Disney.
Oh man! So this Sunday.
Sunday.
I know where I'm going to be at 1:05 p.m. Red Sox Twins championship starts here, or at least hopefully just an above 500 season.
You keep thinking that.
Okay, an at 500 season.
You keep thinking that.
I am not going to start crying behind my wraparounds.
Okay, you can start with that.
It's you guys are going to have fun.
Yeah. Well, Bo Bichette laying the gauntlet down in an interview this week. We bring back a trophy or it's a disappointment.
That is intense stuff. Yeah.
I still think the Jays could use a pitcher or two. I don't see why they haven't signed Jake Odorizzi.
Yeah, and I mean, like Taijuan Walker's now a Met, so I know you were holding burning a torch for him.
I understand why they didn't want to go the second year, and I think the Mets overpaid a little for him. That said, oh well, because they're the Mets. But also, if you're already paying that much for, George Springer and Marcus Semien, you're clearly going for it this year. Pay the little bit extra, right?
Absolutely. And again, lots to talk about the Jays, lots to talk about the Yankees because they're the goddamn Yankees. The Rays are still the defending AL champs.
Yes, but they are down arguably their best pitcher to the Padres. The frickin' Padres. Also, the Padres are paying $600 million for the left side of their infield.
I mean, most of it's worth it because, if you lock up how many years is Tatis under contract now? 14, 27,
14, 27, 36. Hut.
That's a bargain deal.
He's only going to be 36 when the contract expires.
Yeah. What the actual hell? If he keeps going at the rate he's going, it's going to be the most team-friendly deal for a Hall of Fame potential. I know that's way over predicting, but he's that good.
He is so good. And I mean, it's one of the most expensive contracts in baseball history.
And yet we still call it a bargain.
Yeah, because he's that good and he's this young. Mm-hmm. And Manny Machado's pretty darn good too.
Yeah, he's still good at sports.
Manny Machado, good at sports. Heard it here first.
Oh, man. And then you've got Nolan Arenado in St. Louis because St. Louis is like Cobra Kai. They never die.
Cobra Kai!
Cobra Kai! Man, it's going to be, provided we get games going, because we know what's happening next year.
Yeah.
Yeah. This could be the last summer of fun. And again, we're going to be at a distance taking it in.
Yeah. Now, that said, I think that next year with the labor fight might be, shall we say, short-circuited because of the loss of revenue of the last 2 years. And everybody just wants to get fans back in the stands so badly that they are willing to all take a haircut on what they would otherwise have as really entrenched bargaining positions, because some money is better than no money.
You're hoping someone's playing the role of Khrushchev, saying we're both holding the rope. We have to start untying the knot together.
Yes, but it's not Rob Manfred.
Nope, because somehow he is worse than Nikita Khrushchev.
Rob Manfred hates baseball.
I mean, I can understand people who work in certain jobs and they hate their job, but why work in baseball if you
The commissioner of baseball should love baseball.
Yeah, it's the only job where that is the first job qualification. Do you like baseball? Would you like to run baseball?
You should be the king of... You get to be the king of baseball.
Yeah, that sounds great.
I want to be the king of baseball.
I want to be the king of baseball. See? Right away. 2 people, kings of baseball. Just line us up. we're
I'll do it. I'll do it
Yeah.
for free. Ah, shit. I said I'll do it for free. Now, if they come to me, I'll actually have to do it for free.
Nice job there. I mean, you really sold yourself up river there. I'll do it for $5. Fuck.
Yes, I've underbid you.
That is true, but at least I know my worth.
Yes. Oh, I know my worth,
Oh,
but
yeah.
I've given it away. Damn it. But then I get to be king of baseball. I'll do it for free, but with a healthy expense account.
You didn't mention that the first time. We'll edit the podcast. No, we won't.
This podcast is never edited. Why did I put my hand on this side of my mouth? The microphone's on that side.
Let's just say it moved me to a bigger house.
Wait, you said the quiet part loud.
And didn't get in trouble for it.
Yes. And the Oscar goes to Werner Herzog, man getting hit with football.
Oh, my coin. Oh, man.
Speaking of man getting hit with football, the Oakland A's.
What the fuck is going on in the Bay? Like, you're going to have to walk me through this because I can't make heads or tails of what they're doing.
Well, what do you want to start with? Their stadium or their team?
Well, stadium, I have a pretty good feeling about, but let's talk about the team itself and work our way up from there.
I don't know, Raggy.
Yeah, it's pretty Scooby-Doo right now.
Yeah, seems like it's falling apart. That said, we've said it seems like it's falling apart for 15 years, and they've just kind of kept going. So
yeah, I mean, it seems like every time we look at the A's and we're like, okay, it'll be like a 20-win season for them in a non-60 game year. It'll be, and then suddenly they just find their way to like outsmart people to a degree.
Billy Beane made a monkey paw wish like 30 years ago, and he wished that his team would always win the pennant.
He also wished for several more severed monkey paws.
Yeah.
Yeah, because technically it's not like asking for a million more wishes. You can ask for more monkey paws. You don't have to specify if they're magic or not.
Yeah. Great. What am I doing with all these monkey paws now? Monkey's paw? Oh.
Monkey's paw, like attorneys general.
Yes. What am I going to do with all of them now? I don't know. Maybe I can just start wishing. One of them will start curling up.
Your team is good, but it could be better. My favorite one was there was a picture of him with Maxwell Lord with his child. Your child is good, but it could be better. And then Baby Yoda.
Oh, that's great.
Oh, man. And then, of course, there's the Oco Coliseum. I don't even know what they're calling it anymore, but
Ricky Henderson Field.
Ricky Henderson sewage treatment plant, because on numerous occasions, literal toilet water has flooded the field.
Yeah. So they're in talks to build a new stadium on the waterfront at the site of the Oakland Pier.
It's not Alderney Landing. That's in Nova Scotia. It's some type of landing.
Something landing, yeah. It was targeted to be open by 2023. That is obviously not going to happen. So the land use approval and the environmental impact approval got delayed by over a year.
Mm-hmm.
They've been sued by port usage parties. The lawsuit was just dismissed. It was put on appeal. The appellate court doesn't have to pay attention to what the lower court said. This is going to be tied up for ages. Now, what the big date is 2024. That's when their lease with the Coliseum expires, and they could do whatever they want.
The Las Vegas Athletics.
Ugh.
They'd have to change their name to move to Las Vegas.
Well, I mean, they've been the A's for so long. They were the Philadelphia A's. They were the Kansas City A's. I mean, they just have to stick with the A's at this point.
The LVAs?
Fine.
Yeah, it sounds like a.
Venereal disease.
Oh yeah, he's got the LVA pretty bad.
Eh.
Why is it a Canadian STD?
I don't
Episode
know.
title: Why is it a Canadian STD?
Yeah. But I could see them, if they really don't want to stay in the Coliseum, and they really should not want to stay in the Coliseum, perhaps in a timeshare agreement with the Giants while they figure out building this new stadium.
There's a great ballpark there
Oh,
on the other side.
on the other side of the bay.
Yeah.
I mean, to have the Oakland A's play in San Francisco.
Like the Golden State Warriors playing in San Francisco, it feels wrong.
Yeah, it really does. Especially that they have the throwback jerseys that say Oakland on them in great big letters.
I mean, it's like how Hartford hockey fans feel when the Hurricanes wear the Whalers. For us, it's great. Like, we love the Whalers for the nostalgia and for Fudgy. I mean, Pucky the Whale. But for actual hockey fans, like, it's like, oh, so you're just rubbing it in now.
Yeah.
Like, if you go to the Arch in Rome and then you walk under, it's like, oh, they're celebrating beating us.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. So again, there's layers.
There really are. Although I am glad that they embraced it.
Who, the Romans or the Hurricanes?
No, the Hurricanes. The Hurricanes. Hey, we're still here. The Romans aren't.
Can't confirm. I checked, could not find any single Romans.
Well, I mean,
okay, there was one guy named Roman. That was it. Lousy SARS.
All I'm saying is we have bagels.
Yeah, and they have Spincioni, which, yes, I know is Sicilian, but still, I could go for some Spincioni right now.
Spincioni.
So good.
Oh. Anywho.
So, what was the grander point of all this? Yes, the Golden State Warriors, Oakland A's.
The A's will probably end up with a new stadium somewhere in Oakland. They've been very good about being we are the Oakland team, because they're the only Oakland team left now. The Warriors moved to San Francisco. The Raiders moved to Las Vegas.
Yeah.
Wasn't there another Oakland team?
Yeah, the California Golden Seals.
Yeah, the California Golden Seals. Aren't they the New Jersey Devils now? No, those are the Colorado Rockies.
That was the Colorado Rockies. The Golden Seals became the Barons.
And the Cleveland Barons became... No, the Cleveland Barons were the last team to fold.
Yes. Did part of them get parceled off into New Jersey?
I think part of them got parceled off into the Minnesota North Stars.
Yeah. I mean, great rich uniform history. Speaking of, did you watch the Lake Tahoe games this past weekend?
Did, and although there was ice issues,
which again, California sunshine.
Nevada, they were in Lake Tahoe, Nevada.
Okay, fair. Nevada, which is a desert with one road.
And a dam.
Damn you. Damn you all to hell.
Yeah, it's a desert with one road and a bunch of casinos. And also, apparently, a mountain that you can ski on that's 8,000 feet high.
Yeah, it's like Lake Louise, but with tax incentives. Actually, no, you can get a pretty good... If you have a good accountant in Alberta, you're fine.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, they pulled off essentially the same thing at the Cotton Bowl last year. The Cotton Bowl's in Dallas.
Although, again, Texas does get winter.
I mean, Lake Tahoe gets winter.
That is true. But again, sunshine, even in winter.
Sunshine, our mortal enemy.
Of course, Gary Bettman would be afraid of the sun.
Gary Bettman is just Mr. Burns at this point.
He really is. I want to block out the sun. It's like, oh, Gary. The plethora of issues facing the NHL. I never thought a celestial body would be one of them.
Since the beginning of time, mankind has sought to block out the sun.
Oh man, and you know where you can watch all of those episodes of The Simpsons?
Disney Plus, which is
No,
also where
the same place where you can watch every single Futurama episode now.
only if you live in Canada, the EU, the UK, Australia, or Japan. American listeners, sucks to be you.
Canada 1, America 3,009,975. You guys are really running up the score down there. Like, come on, cut the shit out.
Yeah. Hey, at least we don't have 500,000 dead people.
I mean, we're still not doing great.
No, we're not. And they have a lot more vaccinated than us. But we have Futurama on Disney. I think they have it on Netflix.
Yeah, they have it in a bunch of they have plethora. They have lots of options. I didn't mean to say plethora too many times.
Plethora.
But yeah.
You said plethora a plethora of times.
And that's the word of the day.
The more you know.
So, I mean, this doesn't change much for me because I already owned every single Futurama episode. But it's nice that other people are going to be able to see it. It's going to re-enter the discourse. And I've been going through old Family Guys and realizing, wow, that was a pivotal moment for me, like figuring out what Family Guy was.
Yeah, man, I have just been, I've dove back into Futurama. And nice. It's a good show.
Yes,
it's a fun show.
There's a reason we dedicated a podcast to Futurama and sports, leading with Futurama.
Blernsball. Sounds a lot like Blernsball.
It does, which of course is the strategy employed by Mr. Burns when you sub out Daryl Strawberry for Homer Simpson.
Yes, playing the percentages.
He was doing Moneyball with billions in nuclear money.
Oh, man. Now, we'd be remiss to say, there are people on the internet realizing that there were some questionable episodes of Futurama.
Yeah, questionable plot lines, questionable jokes, things that, if it were made today, no, they wouldn't be making as much light of that. And yeah, like, again, that no excuses. Like, there are things on shows that you look back, it's like, wow, at the time we should have realized not cool.
Yeah,
not even exactly. We shouldn't have done it. Not even like now it's like, oh, now it would be bad. Just like back then it should be like, oh, worth it. We can do other things.
Yeah, no, definitely those episodes are uncomfortable. That said,
it was a Fox show, so we're completely absolved.
Oh, the Fox network. Those morons at the Fox network canceled us again.
And then they themselves were ground up into executive powder.
Torgo's executive powder.
Soothes the fire. 1,000,001 uses.
Just so you know, this episode was brought to you by Torgo's executive powder.
Whatever happened to our managing producer? Who knows? Shake, shake, shake.
We just have to wait here for 15 minutes and our insurance kicks back in. Guys, look outside, a giant hot dog!
Although I will say, rewatching Futurama, it's like, wow, maybe Nixon wasn't that bad of a president.
Nope. Well, I mean, considering who we just got past.
Nope, he's still bad.
No, he's still bad. But I bet you Nixon is somewhere smoking a cigar and saying, "You fuckers don't think I'm so terrible now. Oh,
wish you had me to kick around again." Like, wasn't there I think when he was like running to be Eisenhower's VP, there was a scandal over his little dog Checkers.
Yes, and his wife's coat. Yeah, the Checkers scandal. It was an incredibly famous speech.
I'd sooner give that up than I would my Cocker Spaniel Checkers. Shut up, damn it!
That was a pivotal moment in American political history.
Yes, that and Frank Sinatra getting out the vote for JFK.
Yes, getting out. I'm pantomiming shoveling for those of you who listen.
Oh yeah, for people who are listening, they have no idea how awesome I look right now
No, Ben is in full Red Sox spring training paraphernalia.
because it's always this year. It's because it's always next year this year.
Yes. Man, that could be the episode title. But no, I think Canadian STD.
Tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
There's so many episode titles. So shall we move on to our Simpsonrama episode of the week?
Yes, we shall.
Do you have one in mind?
Not only do I have one in mind, for he himself has said it, and it's greatly to his credit that he is an Englishman. He remains an Englishman.
I'm going to go with Kelsey Grammer's cover there. But yes.
We'll sub it out. I was trying my best. Cape Feare.
Cape Feare. Oh, yes.
Other than, we're going to be saying this a lot on this segment. Other than You Only Move Twice, this has to be one of the perfect Simpsons episodes.
Scorpio. He'll sting you with his dreams of power and wealth. Scorpio.
We each get to sing one song.
His dueling twin obsessions are his plot to rule the world and his employees' health. Beware of his. I feel like the Simpsons will sue me if I do the full song.
That is true, but I mean, Screamville, Hello, Mr. Thompson, The Rakes, Not the Elephants. Bart, you want to see my new chainsaw and hockey mask?
Who wants to drive through a field of cacti? Me, not me. 2-1.
Oh man, just great episode. Bake them away, toys. What'd you say, Chief? Just do what the kid said.
Ah, man. I have chosen another classic, Grade School Confidential.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah. They honored Marsha Wallace this week on the most recent episode of The Simpsons, and this was just a classic Mrs. K episode. I saw Principal Skinner and Miss Krabappel were making babies in the closet, and I saw one of the babies and it looked at me and it blinked. Making babies? Sarah, get me Superintendent Chalmers. Thank you, Sarah.
Oh, Sarah Wiggum. She's a saint.
She really is.
Oh, that was a great episode.
I have a bomb. Are those hot dogs?
Armor hot dogs. What
kind
of man wears armor hot dogs?
Again, aside from You Only Move Twice, which I think we both kind of agree is like the all-time Simpsons episode.
It is like accept no substitutes.
You ever seen a man say goodbye to his shoes before?
Yeah,
once. I mean, Albert Brooks is just perfect as Hank Scorpio.
He is. I mean, like, he could have and should have been just one and done.
He was one and done.
Well, the movie.
Yes, but he didn't play Hank Scorpio.
Didn't he, though? Hank Scorpio with face-off surgery is Russ Cargill.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He's close to the president. He's got evil plans.
Well, according to rumors, they wanted Hank Scorpio to be the president in an early draft of the Simpsons movie.
Oh, that would have been great.
Yeah.
Oh, man, that would have ratcheted the movie up.
That would have ratcheted the movie up so hard.
But enough pandering to the Disney Corporation. Classic game of the week.
I am going to throw it all the way back to Game 6 of the 2020 World Series. The last game that we saw. So the controversial Blake Snell pull, Justin Turner having to come out partway through the game because of COVID, and then reappearing as the Dodgers celebrate on the field, reappearing maskless.
Yeah. Not great, Bob. Not great.
That's a bold move, Cotton.
I mean, yes, awesome game, exciting stuff, completely ruined by the post game.
Yes. But it was a great World Series, the 2020 World Series. Also, Tampa Bay, NHL champions, NFL champions, American League champions, stole another country's NBA team.
Yeah, it's a good time to be in Tampa. First time anyone's ever said that.
Yeah, it's a weird city.
Yeah, but if you go to the beach, it's a good time.
It is.
Plus Cuban sandwiches.
Cubanos.
Oh man, I am going the complete opposite direction in terms of relevance, excitement for my classic game of the week. March 13th, 2008, Yankees Pirates, the Billy Crystal game.
Ha! Yes.
So just ahead of his 60th birthday, like lifelong Yankee fan, director of 61, and of course Mike Wazowski, Billy Crystal gets to lead off for the Yankees in a spring training game, and he almost hits a double. He makes contact against a major league pitcher, and it's 3 feet wide on the first base line. And the line after the game was, if I had to get to second, I would have had to pee twice on my way there.
Yeah.
Find the video, rewatch it, folks at home. It is amazing on so many levels. And it's like, oh, look at those lovable rascals in New York.
I would like to one-up that with Will Ferrell Day in 2015. Will Ferrell played all 9 positions plus DH for 10 different teams in 5 different games.
That was amazing, and that was a fun documentary. Speaking of DH, the Yankees manager, I think it was Girardi, asked Billy Crystal, do you want to be DH? And Billy responded saying, what does that mean? Designated Hebrew? I know. It's freaking Billy Crystal, man. It's like
Billy Crystal. He should just host the Oscars every year. Either him or Neil Patrick Harris.
Oh, both of them. Yeah, bring NPH out of the bullpen halfway through. Like,
yeah, let Billy Crystal go home, take a nap.
Yeah, I see nothing wrong with that. But yeah, the Will Ferrell was also Rojo Johnson, the great mustachioed minor league pitcher who fought an umpire with a pillowcase full of beer.
Yeah.
Oh man, but see, that's when baseball's fun. When random shit like that happens. Whatever Rob Manfred's doing, stop doing that. Do the fun stuff.
Let's see. This is why we should be king of baseball.
Yeah, I mean, sign us up. We're a phone call away.
I am literally one phone call away. Call me and I will say yes. I will say yes.
You heard it here first, folks.
Dear baseball,
I am not a lunatic.
Title of the episode.
Can the title of this episode just be title of the episode?
Yes. Episode 51, title of the episode.
There we go. Oh man. It's good to be back. It's good to have baseball back, and soon we're going to have fake games to talk about.
Like next week.
Next week, we are going to be hyper analyzing every single game that we watched.
All of the 5-inning games that we watch, because they're 7-inning games that can be shortened to 5-inning games by manager's approval.
Yeah, if you want to go get a grouper sandwich, or if you want to just go directly back to your room and wear a mask.
Yes, directly back to your room.
Yeah.
Do not pass go.
But do collect $200 because
you got a per diem.
Yeah, you got a per diem. Collect.
I don't know what you're going to spend the per diem on. I mean, I guess Uber Eats.
Yeah, I'm sure you could DoorDash or what's the Postmates. That's what they have in America.
Oh yeah, that's right. They don't have skip the dishes.
No, they got.
They don't get those awful. Still not sure. John Hamm commercials.
It's kind of like John Hamm itself. When you first see it, it's like, whoa, this is something. But after a while, you're just like, wow, Dick Whitman needs help.
Yeah. Whoa, Dick Whitman needs help. Title of the episode.
There we fucking go.
No, title of the episode is definitely This Episode Needs a Title.
And just as a reminder, you can listen or watch to this episode in a myriad of places and ways. You can find us on all of the major podcatchers, which Jacob is about to list off.
Yeah, put me on the spot, man. Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify. I'm pretty sure we're on Stitcher now. Yes, Ben stitches. That wasn't really stitching. That was more of a... I guess that was stitching. Wavy stitch. Anywho, pretty much any of the major podcatchers, like Ben said. We're also available on YouTube if you want to see all of our visual gags. One day we'll have a GIF. Someday my GIFs will come.
What's up, Doc?
We're also on Twitter. We're at TWI Blernsball. We're on Instagram at TWI Blernsball. You can follow us on Facebook. We're This Week in Blernsball. You can also follow Ben and I personally on Twitter or Instagram. I'm at JMS Morris. Ben is at Benjamin K. Bloom. You can follow the podcast mascot, Ampersand the Puppy. He's not such a puppy anymore. He's getting big.
He's a horse.
Turns out he was actually a tiny horse all along.
Just like Planet of the Apes, but with horses. Yeah.
TM.
Planet of the Horse Apes.
He's Ampersand the Puppy on Instagram. He's far more popular than any of us or the podcast.
Because he is dog.
He is dog.
Man.
So I think that wraps it up. Go enjoy some spring training. Well, don't go anywhere. No. Stay at home and enjoy spring training.
If you must, go on your balcony. I won't because I'm afraid of heights, but maybe I'll open a window and call it outside time.
Spring training. The beacons are lit.
It's lit, yo.
So that brings us to an end of another incredibly edutaining
TM, because now there's only just Tim.
Yeah. Hey, maybe Tim and Jay on, right?
I mean, I do want Sid and Dan to have a show. I feel like that would be like explosively funny.
Well, Sid went to breakfast television.
Yeah.
So it could be Tim and Dan.
I'd like that. I feel like Dan would fit that role nicely.
Dan would fit that role nicely.
Yeah.
Anywho, this brings us to an end of another incredible episode. Incredible. And if you don't think it was incredible, don't tell us.
Yes, we are very fragile male egos, like gossamer thin.
Yes. Incredible episode of This Week in Blernsball. So for all of us here at This Week in Blernsball, I'm Jacob Morris.
I'm Ben Bloom. Thank you so much for joining us.
Farewell from the world of tomorrow. Coming up next week on This Week in Blernsball. So we've been told to keep the voice down.
Yeah, apparently we're causing noise disturbance. But you know what? If it's too loud, you're too old. Respectfully.